It's been a pretty good final series for you so far, with a particularly good performance last week. How would you sum up the last few weeks?
It's been a nice run so far. Obviously, last 3 weeks I made plenty of birdies. First week, plenty of bogeys to go with the birdies, and I've eliminated most of those mistakes over the last couple of weeks. Just a bit disappointed last week not to convert any of the chances that I had on the back nine. 20 putts on the back nine holes doesn't normally get it done in any tournament. So, I'm pretty confident for this week. I like the golf course. I've played here really well in the past, apart from a tiddlywink incident on the first playoff hole. So if I can do something similar, like what I played a couple of years ago, then I'm going to be in contention.
And traditionally, you always seem to finish the season quite strongly, and having good experiences here. You must fancy your chances this week, do you?
I fancy my chances, yeah. I mean, there's a lot riding on it this week, I'm looking forward to the challenges and having a bit of fun with Stenson and GMAC and Rosie, over the next 4 days.
Good stuff. We'll take some questions. If you could raise your hand and we'll give you a microphone. Phil, yep. Here we go.
Ian, apart from the great fun of making Mr. Stenson your waiter for the evening, how much would it actually mean to finish the year as European number one?
Well, I mean, it would mean a lot. I think the year, as some people have said, it's been a disappointing year. But I guess I'm slowly turning that round, the back end of the year, which I have done a couple of times before. But I think, if I could win this week and win, obviously, the race to Dubai, I think that would be a huge achievement for myself as a personal goal. I mean, that's something that every player wants to do. You want to win the Order of Merit, and it would be another box ticked for 2014, 13, wherever we are.
Ian, how much does it take out of the tank to play 4 weeks on the spin like this? Obviously in big events, China, Turkey here.
When you're half man, half mattress, you're absolutely fine. It's no problem. I sleep plenty. There's a reason why I took 5 weeks off before this back end of the year spell, so I could come out fully charged and ready to go, and I am. I've still got plenty in the tank. I feel that, even though I've been in contention in the last group a couple of times, it hasn't, I don't feel tired at the minute, which is good. So it means the fitness work that I did in that off period is working. The hard work is paying off. So I would expect myself to be there right to the end on Sunday.
Why do you think it is you always leave the best to last, in the sense
I just like being under pressure, really. It's like my school report, my school work. I never handed it in till last minute. I always produce my best at last minute, so it's not the first time I've done it. It's too easy earlier in the season. I mean, there's plenty you can do about it, which I am doing. I'm working harder and harder to, it's not an intentional thing that, the year's been okay and then I've had to work really hard to, I've still worked very, very hard. It's just I like having 5 weeks off, to be honest with you, and doing a lot of really constructive work in that time period, and coming out knowing that I've got a spell of tournaments that I can play, that I can't get home on a Sunday night, and I know I'm away, so I can't, my mindset is completely different. So, that's why I've played generally pretty good in these closing weeks.
I'm curious your thoughts. If it had already ended, we didn't have this one to play, who you think the player of the year would be, and whether...
Well, it hasn't already ended, is it?
Well, I know.
Stenson.
It would seem that there would be that on the table, as well as the tournament and the race to Dubai could also be decided this week.
The player of the season, if it ended already, I mean Stenson. I mean, the year he's had, the amount of world ranking points he's earned compared to anyone else is phenomenal. I mean, he's comfortably earned more world ranking points. You'd have to say he's been by far the best player. Hence why he leading this Order Merit, and he's already won the Order Merit in the States. So, he basically done what Rory was doing last year.
Any more questions?
Ian, given that you're playing all 4 of the final series events, it's quite a kind of a silly question, but where do you stand on the whole having to play 2 out of the first 3 to qualify for this one debate?
Obviously, it's been awkward for a few guys. Scheduling is never easy, and it's difficult. It's difficult sometimes to be able to play enough events everywhere to keep everybody happy. So, where do I stand on it? The rule was put in place. They may have got it slightly wrong. I would think that will be addressed. Obviously, it would be nice to have Ernie in the field and Sergio and Charles. So, I'm sure that will be looked at and addressed. Everybody makes mistakes. I think that's just a mistake. That won't be made again. Everything needs tweaking, and that was something that got put in place. That definitely needs tweaking. I mean, it's it would be a stronger field to have those guys playing, and they're not here, so it's a shame. But I don't want to dwell on it too much because I think it'll be changed for next year.
Okay, unless there's any more questions, we'll wrap it up. Ian, thanks very much for coming in.
Pleasure.
Good luck this week.